All right, welcome back to Getting Sober, again. My name is Jay, and today we are doing our Self-Improvement Sunday live stream and live chat just for you, to give you a safe place and a safe space to come, hang out, and learn a thing or two about yourself so that you can attain some new tools, some mental tools, some physical tools, some better ways to handle yourself and others around you, and get to know how to handle your emotions in a more healthy and balanced way. So we're going to go over some awesome articles tonight, and we're going to talk our way through them. We're going to talk about 42 practical ways to start working on self-improvement. And then if we have time, we're going to talk about how to practice remaining present. And we might also talk about 9 undeniable signs that you're growing into the best version of yourself. How about that one? And then also too, we have another one in our lineup, and it is people who are truly happy usually exhibit these 12 traits. So if you're listening from the beginning, if you're listening live, if you're listening in the future and it's already recorded, comment down below which one of those 4 articles that you might be interested in. And we'll be getting going here in about 8 minutes and 30 seconds. You see the countdown timer in the bottom middle of the screen. So keep your eye on that. If you are watching the future, obviously you could just fast forward 8 minutes until you see my smiling face, and then we'll begin saying hello to everybody and congregating and getting ourselves ready for tonight's topic. So sit back and relax and grab yourself something to drink, grab yourself a snack. Don't forget to let the dogs out, and don't forget to let them back in. Don't forget to use restroom, maybe do a couple stretches, show a little gratitude, say a little prayer, or whatever you want to do. Finish your dinner, finish the dishes. You got about 8 minutes. All right, we'll see you in a few minutes, and don't forget to say hello. Don't forget to leave us a comment. Don't forget to leave this video a thumbs up, so that way hopefully YouTube will know that we're doing some fun and good work over here, and maybe we'll make some new friends tonight. What do you say? Oh, also too, this might be the last live stream for the undetermined future. That I know it sounds scary. Next weekend I'm moving to Florida to join Sam, and so I have to pack up my whole studio, all my equipment and tripods and lights and cameras and lenses and laptops and monitors, and throw it all in my car and move it all down to Florida, and then try to figure out how, if, and how, and when, and all the pieces of the puzzle on how I can continue doing this down there, because I'm not entirely sure that the internet speed at our Airbnb is fast enough to do a live stream at the quality that we've been able to do it here in my home studio. So we'll see. All right, gang, we got about 7 minutes or less. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Hello to Cecilia. Thanks for being here today. And TK and Cat Mom and Sam is officially in the building. Want to say hello, Sam?
Hello.
I don't know if you could hear her, but she just said hello. And we might have a Sam Super Sunday segment, so stick around for that. That'll probably be towards the end of the video. So we also have a poll on the screen. The poll on the screen said, what's your biggest goal for 2023? Your options are A, sobriety, B, better mental health, 3, more financial security, or 4, better physical health. And right now, sobriety is tied with more financial security. So feel free to answer that whenever you like. And we will see you in a few minutes. Apparently today's thumbnail is wrong. The one that you see on the screen right now is is not, but the one that you click on, the thumbnail is wrong. So I'm editing that right now. Thanks, Adobe. All right, Mike Smith is here and FU is here. And Livestream moderator's here. 7 minutes late. Where have you been, Livestream moderator? Didn't you get those ginger snaps I sent you in the mail? Oh, speaking of mail, we shut down our PO box. So we will no longer be receiving any snail mail or packages. Thank you to everybody who did send things to us in the mail, which is a lot of you that are in the live stream tonight. Live stream moderator was making popcorn. Sorry, buddy. We may or may not have a moderator position open if anybody's interested. And who did I miss? Did I miss me? Chuck? Did I say hello to Chuck? Hello to Chuck. I'm glad that you're here early. Maybe Lucy Loose will join us if he's not down on the farm. He's probably going to be down on the farm. It's a busy season for Lucy Loose. Down on the farm. I can't imagine what it's like to work on a farm. There's just so much physical labor. Whoops. Yeah, right. All right, for those of you that are lurking in the backgrounds, we got 1 minute and 23 seconds remaining. 1, 2, 3. Woo. So don't forget to get yourself parked in front of your laptop or your phone. What's everybody watching on, by the way? Do you watch on your phone? Do you watch on a tablet? Do you watch on a laptop? If you're watching on a TV, you probably can't respond because you can't really chat on a TV. But I'm happy that you're here anyway. Is everybody excited to say hi to Sam tonight? She flew all the way back to Cleveland. I'll tell you more in just a little bit. In about 30 seconds. Don't forget to hydrate, everybody. And whoever has maybe forgotten to give this video a thumbs up, can you maybe give this video a thumbs up? Hey, Jake Alexander's here and says, Jay, thanks for everything, man. Jake Alexander still has the coolest icon. Yeah. He didn't like it with the little dash to complete the A. I like it either way. It kind of looks like the pi symbol. Oh, I ran out of time. Hold on a second. Whoops. All right, are we ready to go? Are you ready? All right, well, here we go then. All right, welcome back to Getting Sober, ... Again, my name is Jay, and today we're doing our Self-Improvement Sundays to help you learn a thing or two about life and to how to be a more better balanced person. I know that with sobriety, which is the main topic of why you're here at this channel, a lot of us were trying to find out how we could be a better version of ourselves, and a lot of us identified that, well, probably if I stop drinking all day long, then maybe that'll be one of the big major obstacles that'll help me to start, maybe dealing with my mental health and my physical health and my financial health and my spiritual health, right? So all of a sudden, when we remove this one thing, it seems like everything else starts to open up to us. And I know that Timbo Miller, he reached out to us today and said he's got over 633 days, 631 days sober. And speaking of streaks, Cecilia is 666 days sober. Sam and I were eating lunch today, and we were talking about you, Cecilia. We were like, it would be funny if you commented today and you said, I'm going to be 667 days sober tomorrow, instead of saying 666 today, but whatever. It's just a number. So I'm glad that we're all here. We've been racking up quite a bit of subscribers lately. Again, one of our old videos, the episode number 31, which is probably why a lot of you were subscribed in the first place. That was the third. It was the 20 benefits of 30 days of sobriety. So that one has gone viral again. So we've been able to get a lot more subscribers lately. So it's awesome. I just wish that more of them would show up in the live streams. But I know it's starting to get, the weather getting nice, and we're going out to eat and we're hanging out and going out to the park and riding our bikes. What kind of physical activities does everybody do, by the way? Hello to Woods and Water. I see you here. And Sill's here. Silmarillion's here. All right. Says, hello, good people. Been a while. I've been doing so many shifts in Opal FM. Oh, on Opal FM to keep the radio up. Nice. I'm glad that you're here. And I'm glad to see some familiar faces, because this is going to be probably, I don't know when we're going to get to do another live stream. I don't mean to scare anybody, but as many of you know, Sam has moved to Florida for work, so she'll be there for 3 months. And I'm going to be joining her in a couple of days. So next weekend, I'm going to be going down to Florida to join Sam, but we have a special guest who's going to very briefly say hello to you right now. And that is
Sam, the moderator.
Sam, the moderator is here. Oh,
hello.
Duck out of the frame. Hi. So she came down and surprised me the other day, yesterday, actually. I was in the middle of my pool tournament and I showed up, and I got to the tournament down to the American Legion, and I went into the front door, and like some girl starts walking towards the door, and I was like, who is this girl and why is she walking towards me? And it was Sam, and she was crying and I was surprised, and I said, why are you here? Because I'm kind of blunt like that, and I don't know. So I was like, why are you here? And she's like, because I missed you and I wanted to surprise you. And I was like, oh, that's a really nice surprise. I have to go to the bathroom. And then so I had to go to the bathroom. And then so I got to play my match, and she got to watch me because we were streaming the match to each other. I was streaming the match to her on Facebook. We had like a Facebook video call. So the previous days, I got to stream my matches to her. But she came live in the flesh and surprised me, which is a big surprise because she works third shift, the graveyard shift, where she works now on this contract. So she worked from 10 p.m. that night until 6 o'clock in the morning, and then somehow got herself home and then Ubered to the airport, had to get a connecting flight, was on a plane for like 5 hours, flew to Cleveland, and then took an Uber straight to where the pool tournament was and sat there. And at that point, she had already been awake for something like 24 hours at that point, just to surprise me and spend an awful lot of money. So I'm really happy that she got to come down and surprise me. So she's here today. She's leaving tomorrow again. And so it was really nice for her to surprise me and surprise all of us, because she'll be doing a little sobriety, or she'll be doing a Super Sam Sunday segment a little bit later for all of you. So we have a poll question up on the screen, and the question was, what's your biggest goal for 2023? And your answers were A, sobriety, B, better mental health, C, more financial security, or D, better physical health. And this is going to be your last opportunity to get to break the tie, because we have a three-way tie between sobriety, more financial security, and better physical health. So whoever votes last, there's a poll question on the screen. We get one more vote for either sobriety, more financial security, or better physical health. Then we can call it Somebody else just voted, but it's still a three-way tie. So keep an eye on that for me, Sam, and we will move on. A couple other announcements. Oh, so going back to this is going to be the last live stream for, I don't know, a couple of weeks, because I'm moving down to Florida next week and I have to pack all of this stuff up. I mean, not this stuff, but like the lights, there's a light there, a light here, a light here, this microphone, this laptop, this switcher thing, all of these cables. It's just so much stuff. And then just that computer, those monitors, 5 cameras upstairs, 12 lenses. It's a lot of stuff. I have to pack all that up and take it to Florida. And then hopefully the internet's fast enough over there. I don't know if it is. So if it is fast enough, then we can do a live stream. And then outside of that, I'm gonna have to figure out even where we're gonna do it. 'Cause it's not gonna look like this, because obviously this is my setup here in my home basement. So we'll figure it out. And if we can go live, we'll go live. If not, we won't. And I'm sure you'll be fine without me. What do you got, Sam? 11.8 megabytes. Okay, that might be fast enough. So we'll see. Because I think to run this smoothly, I think we need like 4 megabytes upload speed for you nerds out there. And but our home internet here is 50 megabytes upload speed. So that's why it runs so smoothly. And I've been really happy with it. All right, so now we have a two-way tie for the biggest goal of 2023. People say sobriety is their top goal, tied with more financial security. We're just gonna end the poll because it's still a tie. So at least we all know where each other is at. You know, what are your goals and what do you hope to achieve and where do you want to be? And they only give me 4 options. So that's just going to be it. You know, personally for me, for Sam and I, you know, we're just trying to find a better balance in life. You know, we're trying to find a better balance between our sobriety and our mental health and our physical health and our financial security and all those kind of things. Because, you know, it's really easy, just like, you know, it's easy to get addicted to alcohol or whatever it is, whatever other substances, or maybe gambling or even relationships. Yes, you can be addicted to relationships just like you can be addicted to alcohol or other substances, right? But trying to find a better balance in your life and trying to like really step back from societal pressures and trying to figure out who you actually are and what it is that you actually like to do. Not just, you know, Sam and I were talking about this earlier. We were talking about how, you know, when we grow up, we have our friends, we have our interests, or maybe our friends have interests, and because we associate with being their friends, well, we want to do what our friends are doing, so we take up those hobbies and those interests, whether or not we actually like doing them or participating in them, or if we're even good at them. So society has a way, and the world has a way of making us feel peer pressure into doing things and participating in things that maybe we don't really like. So one of the things with sobriety, or even just finding a better life balance, whether you're just sober curious, you want to cut back on your drinking or cut back on other things that you feel like are distraction from keeping you from being your best self, whatever it is, you know, that's what we're trying to help you figure out, because that's what we're trying to do. Sam and I are trying to do that. My mom is trying to do that. TK is trying to do that. Lucy Luce, Chuck, Marta D, Gwen Willis, FU, Jake Alexander. We're all trying to do the same thing. We're all trying to be the best version of ourselves that we possibly can be. We're trying to be the best friends that we can. We're trying to be the best family members that we can. We're trying to be the best employee or employers that we can. We're trying to be the most viable professionally. We're trying to be the most viable personally. We're trying to work on our romantic relationships, professional and personal relationships, and we're trying to, you know, figure out what the gaps are in our knowledge, and always keeping in mind that there's only one guaranteed there's only one guaranteed thing that's going to happen in life, and that's change. Things are going to change. You know, think about from the 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, 1990s. There was the way that media was accepted or presented to everybody. You had the newspaper, you had television, if you had television, 60s, 70s, probably, maybe. But how many stations were there, right? All the way up until the 90s. There was only, 358 or whatever it was in your local community. You had the ABC affiliate, the CBS affiliate, whoever the other one is. And then eventually Fox came along, right? So there was basically 3 channels, maybe 5 channels that you had on TV. There was Johnny Carson on at nighttime, or whoever else was on. You had your accepted news outlets, your accepted news reporters, your accepted forms of entertainment, right? So it was basically, again, it was newspaper, TV with basic channels, a telephone that plugged into the wall. And if you didn't want to talk to somebody, you just did pick up the phone and you had no idea who was calling, right? And you had the radio. That was basically it. And then you had movies, if you could afford to go to movies, whenever movies were coming out, right? You didn't have there wasn't such a wide variety of accepted forms of media or accepted ways of communication. Now, all of a sudden, the early 2000s hit, and then we've got phones that are not plugged in anymore. They're not corded anymore. We have caller ID. We've got answering machines. We've got call waiting. We have now cell phones. Now you can have a phone in your car. You don't even have to be rich. You could just be working at a minimum wage job like I was and spending half of my income on a cell phone so I could feel important because I had the fear of missing out. I didn't want to miss out on a party, right? So we had all these different things. And all of a sudden it's just like, now consumerism has just gotten out of control. Consumerism makes you feel like you need to have all of the latest gadgets, all of the latest inventions, the smartwatch, the smartphone, the tablet, the laptop. You have to have the satellite radio. You have to have all these subscriptions, Hulu, Netflix, Paramount Plus, Amazon Prime, all that stuff. Like all of these things, like you feel like I have to stay in loop. I have to be informed. I have to have my YouTube. I have to have TikTok. I have to have Instagram, and all of these things are kind of driving our attention in all these different directions, and it's kind of making all of us crazy, in my opinion. If you agree with that, then say I agree. It's making us crazy, right? So we're trying to find a better balance is my entire point, and part of that is just kind of stepping back from everything that's happening around us and everything that's trying to happen to us via social media, via the news, via our heightened awareness to things that are happening globally, and trying to figure out where is our center. Your center is going to look a little bit different than mine, and that's going to depend, of course, on religion, how you were brought up, your family, maybe politics are involved, maybe they're not involved at all. So that would be a clear divide between where your center is compared to my center, compared to Sam's center, compared to your parents' center, and compared to the center of Gen Z, which is slowly working their way into the workforce, right? So things are guaranteed to change. And again, part of my larger point here is that we have to stay up on how the world is changing and how the world is evolving, and just how it is that we want to choose to participate. If you want to lead a more simple life, if you want to keep your hobbies, like nothing's stopping you from sitting down by the river and fishing all day, if that's what you want to do, right? Nothing's stopping you from going and shooting pool all day. Nothing's stopping you from having your hobbies and just sticking to your hobbies. You don't have to have the latest gadgets. It doesn't mean just let's say they do invent teleportation in the future. It doesn't mean that you can't be who you are to your personal core and stick with your personal values and participate in the hobbies that you choose to, and keep the religion that you choose to keep, and practice politics however you practice politics, right? And last week we talked about something, a fun concept that I like to call practicing perspective, because with all of the divisiveness in the world, with all of us pointing the finger at, well, you voted Democrat and you voted Republican and you're on this side and you're on that side and this issue and that issue, or guns or no guns and all that stuff. And it's like everybody's kind of losing their mind and everybody's looking at each other, especially here in this country, the United States. It's like we're supposed to be the United States of America. Instead, we seem to be the divided states of America. And it's like just over one thing, over politics. It's ridiculous. It's like we all should enjoy our civil liberties, our freedoms, and also too basic human rights, right? And as the I'll always say that this is the best time to be alive. Of course, there are natural disasters. Of course, there are wars. Of course, there are atrocities. Of course, there are things that are happening that we hope to never see, but we're aware that they are out there and they are happening to other people. But I know that I'm going to try my best to try to make this world a better place. And that is the point of why we do these live stream and live chats, to try to help give you a different perspective on things that maybe you weren't thinking about. If you live in a small community, you're not going to have things on your mind that pertain to a larger community. If you live in one country, you're not thinking about another country, right? So it's just kind of trying to develop like maybe a little bit of a global connectedness to see, to remind each and every one of us how it is that we are similar to one another. Do you love your family? Yes. Do you love your friends? Yes. Do you love good food? Yes. Do you love pizza? You better. Do you like animals? Yeah, all of these things. Do you want to have a good paying job? Yeah. Did you want a good education? I'm sure you did. Do you want your kids and your family members to have a good education? I'm sure you do. Do you want to have good health care? Yeah, we all want the same things. What does it have to do with politics, right? What does it have to do with your particular religion? Treat people the way that you want to be treated. Be polite. Use your manners. Please, thank you. It doesn't take that much effort to hold the door open for somebody. It doesn't take that much effort to just be a good person. It doesn't take that much effort to not just smile with your mouth, but to smile with your eyes. It only takes 2 seconds to let somebody know that you care about them. It only takes 2 seconds to restore somebody else's faith in humanity. We have an opportunity each and every time that we meet a new person, that we greet a new person, that we see somebody, we have a new opportunity to inspire somebody to be better, right? To remind them that there are good people out there doing good things, whether or not you're tired, whether or not you had a bad day. I know that we all do, and sometimes we don't always feel our best, but it's great to be mindful and to work on being present, practice being present, right? And also practice perspective, because you never know how many miles somebody's walked in their own shoes. You don't know where anybody else started in life unless they told you, right? We always like to say that if you were born with two parents, if you grew up with two parents in a Western civilized country, right? You already won the lottery. If you had two parents that loved you, you won the lottery, right? If you were at least middle class in this particular country, you've won the lottery. You know, you have much more wealth than billions of people on this planet, but then we complain about things like, well, I don't know, I don't have a Bugatti. I don't have a Mercedes Benz. I don't have a BMW. And you get caught up not practicing gratitude and wondering why you don't have what the Joneses have, right? So it's like, when we start to appreciate the things that we do have and respect ourselves and our past efforts by maintaining the things that we had. Sam was cleaning her old vacuum today, and I said to her, because we're going to leave it for the renters, we're not going to give them my good one, my good cordless vacuum. I told her, I was like, you know, when we take care of our things, I know there's like a stigma about like material possessions, and also like maybe placing too much emphasis on things, material on material possessions, on things. But I like to look at it from this particular perspective. You don't have to. This is just the way I like to look at it. When we take care of our things, when we maintain our things, the easiest way to honor our past self and the efforts that we had to go through, all of those hours and all of those shifts we had to work at work, and all of the overtime that we had to put in to be able to afford these things, to have these things, and to keep these things. The best way to honor your past self is to maintain these things and to keep these things nice and to keep these things from breaking, right? And to learn a little bit about how things also work and what the relationship is between us and the things around us and the things that make the world go around, right? Because again, everything's temporary. We never have any idea when the end is going to come for us. But in the meanwhile, would it hurt you? Take care of the people, places, and things around you to make the world a better place. All right, so let's say hi to a couple more people. I see that Ashley's here. Ashley said, hey, everyone, I missed you all. Had to work today, and now I'm making dinner, but I wanted to stop in and say, hey. All right, I'm glad that you're here. Say hello to William for us. And Craig's here. Craig said, your channel saves lives. Thank you, Jay and Sam. That's a really nice message. Ashley said, it's that time of year here. Everyone's coming to town to drink and party. Why is it that time of year? Is the weather really nice right now? Is it not 117 degrees right now? I was actually looking through my old photos today, Ashley, and when we were on our way down there to Arizona, I found a picture from Sam's dashboard that said 112 degrees. It was a scorcher. All right, and M. Hunt's here. Good to see you. And Jason's here. Jason Castro's here and said it started my day right and impacted my mental state for the day. Nice. Oh, And that was in relation to Jason said, every morning this week I bought coffee for the person behind me in the drive-through. That's nice. How does that work? So you pull up to the drive-through window. I've never done this before. So is it you pull up to the drive-through window and then you say, hey, I want to buy the person's coffee behind me, and then they tell you what the total is? Is that how that works? That's cool. But what if they're like buying for their office and you're like, oh, are you sure? It's $32. I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow. Or I'll come back later. I'll buy it for somebody else. Sean says hello, everyone. Hi, how's it going, Sean? All right, cool. We're gonna be getting started here. I mean, we're already started, but we're gonna get into the article. Sam is all giggles. She must be in a great mood because she does not stop laughing at me and all my stuttering. All right, cool. So Ashley said it's only about 90 some odd degrees here right now. Well, that sounds beautiful compared to when were we there? Was that July when we got COVID? When we all got COVID? Sorry about that, Ashley. I remember Ash. So we went down to visit Ashley when we were on a cross country road trip last year, and Sam and I got COVID, and so like we went to Las Vegas, and then we went hiking in Zion National Park in Utah, and we hiked the Narrows all the way. We went all the way up, and I think it's like, what was it, like 4 hours one way? Up, like it's in a stream. You're just in a stream the entire time and like crawling over rocks and stuff. And anyway, long story short, after we hiked the Narrows, we went and stayed in a motel, like, you know, one of those motels that has the air conditioner like on the baseboard under the front window, you know, those air conditioners, and you kind of look at it and you're like, I feel like I'm playing Russian roulette here, because if I turn that thing on, I'm probably going to wake up sick. So we did, and I covered it with a wet towel just in case, because, you know, I like to be prepared. And we woke up, and Sam was sick, and I was like, oh no. Well, where are we going to go? And so she took a COVID test, and she had COVID. And then Ashley, we already been talking to Ashley because we're going to swing down and see her. And she was like, yeah, anything you guys need, just let us know. And I was like, hey, remember when you said anything that you guys need? We just tested positive for COVID, and Sam's sister won't let us stay with her in Las Vegas. We were already in Las Vegas, and she won't let us stay with her. And but I mean, I get it. And so Ashley was like, "Oh, we have a place. Come hang out with us. You can stay in the guest house for a couple days." And then Ashley, when we saw it, we met Ashley, and we were like, "So we have COVID. Don't forget." And she was like, we don't care about that COVID crap. And so we are like, okay. So we went in and we met our cats, Beavis and Butthead, and we hung out and we met William and we had a good old time. And then we basically crawled on the floor and writhing in pain, lost our sense of smell. So like the water out there has a strong sulfuric smell. And then, but we were in such bad shape, right? Kind of like the water has like kind of like an egg smell. And we were in such bad shape that like we wanted to take a shower while we were there. And so she ran the water. She's like, smells kind of bad. I was like, all right, we'll probably skip a shower for now. I'm in too much pain to get off the ground anyway. And then so a couple days later, when we were finally willing to stand up for more than 5 minutes, I went and turned the shower. I was like, I need to take a shower. And we went in, I went and turned the shower on, and I was like, I think Ashley was overreacting. The water smells perfect. It smells great. I don't smell anything at all. And then so I just showered and I was gargling with the water. And I was rubbing it in my eyes. And then so we tried to go run some errands and got some stuff from like Walmart, like soup and stuff like that. And we got back to the guest house, and we started making some food, and I was like, man, this Progresso soup really doesn't have any flavor to it. It really doesn't have any smell or anything to it. And then I was like, I'll put some sriracha in it. And then I just started taking like nose rips of the sriracha, you know, like smelling it, because it has like little funnel tops, like, and I was like, oh no, oh, we lost our sense of smell. And so long story short, we were there for like 6 days, and then we got Ashley and everybody in our house sick, and they were like, all right, we have to go, bye. So And we had to finish we went to California and we were like, we just need to leave. We left California. We didn't finish our road trip and we came back home. That's the end of the story. That's how we remember it, Ashley. I don't remember how you remember it, but we were like, I don't know, I think she's gonna hate us. We were only supposed to stay for like 2 days and we were there for like 6 days or something like that, and we had to get out of there. But anyway, thank you. Thank you for your hospitality and risking your life to host us. So if anybody has COVID and needs a place to stay, hit up Ashley. How's it going, Ronnie K? Good to see that you're here. Did I miss anybody else? And of course, Cat Mom is here. We'll be seeing you on Mother's Day, Cat Mom. We have the time slot. Remember the time slot, noon to 2 p.m. That is the time slot. Mark your calendar. All right, gang, so let's get into the article. Are you ready to learn something? Who's ready to learn something? Say, I'm ready to learn something. Stop telling stories about COVID. All right, great. So we didn't get to this article last week. So guess what? We're going to get to it right meow. Yes, I said meow. So this is from lifehack.org, and it is 42 practical ways to start working on self-improvement. And this is written by, how do you say this name? Celestine Chua. That's a cool name. We're gonna just say CC. So it takes about, we could listen to this article for 17 minutes and 54 seconds, or you can listen to me read it for, it's probably gonna take me 20 minutes at least, and I'm gonna probably ramble in between. Oh, I see you all talking about Britannica. You wanna know what the most boring book in the world is? It's at Sam's Airbnb. So at Sam's Airbnb, she has a, what is it? It's the Encyclopedia of Dictionaries. It's one book. And if you need to go to bed, I highly suggest reading the Encyclopedia of Dictionaries. All right, so are you someone who likes to grow? Do you constantly seek for self-improvement? There's always something about ourselves we can improve on. The human potential is limitless, so it's possible to reach a point of no growth. Just kidding. It's impossible to reach a point of no growth. Whenever we think that we're good, we can be even better. So let's find out 42 ways. So these are best ways for self-improvement and self-growth. The first suggestion is read every day. How about that? I'm reading right now. Does it count? Books are concentrated sources of wisdom. The more books that you read, the more wisdom you expose yourself to. When you're reading a book every day, you'll feed your brain with more and more knowledge. Here's 5 great books to read for self-improvement, according to this person. And that's, well, I'll just tell you. One of them says, Get Out of Your Own Way. I've heard about that one. Another one is Think Like a Monk. Another one is High Performance Habits. And I can't see what the others are. But if you're interested in books, check this out. Woo! We can go to our website. Not there. Here we go. Sobriety books. So on our website here, gettingsoberagain.com, we have a bunch of quit lit books. So for those of you that are still working on your sobriety, there's a bunch of books there for quit lit, quit lit literature. And these will take you to Amazon. So it says click on any title to purchase on Amazon. We don't have these books in stock, okay? But there are some other good ones too, because, just quitting alcohol isn't enough, in my opinion. You gotta quit some other habits too. So how about this? The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, right? How about Atomic Habits by James Clear? This is hands down, if you haven't bought this book yet, this book is a revolutionary book for this time and age. And it is systematically changing how people go about living their lives. So, and I'll remind you again, like I did before, whenever you click on these, here's a fun little tip, a little hack. If you haven't started an Audible trial yet on Amazon, you can start a free Audible trial. So check this out. Let's just see what happens when I click on it. I think you get a 30-day So check it out. Yeah, here you go. So you're getting this title free with your premium plus trial. You can listen to it. Listen to it on the way to work. Listen to it in your lunch break. Listen to it at the gym. And you get it for free with a free Audible trial. And no, I'm not associated with Amazon, or I'm just trying to help you guys out. Get some free stuff. And then after that, it's only $14.95 a month. That's how much the book costs. And you would just have, I mean, I don't know how the rest of it works, but if nothing else, if you just get this book and you complete it in 30 days, you'll have gotten a free book, and it may possibly change your life. Isn't that awesome? So again, if you need that link, go to our website here. I'm going to put it in the live chat here in just a second. In 3, 2, 1, boom, at 7:42 p.m. I put it in the live chat. So if you want to click that link, and then, but if you do buy any of those books on Amazon, we'll get like 10 cents or something like that. So it's an easy way to support yourself and support the channel. And then, so going back to the website there, so there's a bunch of them on here. Second Year Sobriety, This Naked Mind by Annie Grace, The Alcohol Experiment, Sober Curious, Sober Positive, How I Quit Drinking, Subtle Sabotage. These are huge topics, right? We always talk about sabotage, right? Alcohol Explained 1 and 2, Sober as the F Word, The Subtle Art of Not Giving the F Word. This guy's been hugely popular lately, and he actually just stopped drinking too, Mark Manson. So if you want to look him up on YouTube, he talks about his book. He talks about getting sober. I think he just completed a year of sobriety, and he's a very entertaining guy. I think he and I would have a very fun conversation. So here you go, the AA effect, understanding alcoholism. So you get the point, right? Addicted Child, easy. Alan Carr's books. He's got a bunch of books, but here's 4 of them. Gabor Mate has a bunch of fantastic books, but this one of them here. Eckhart Tolle's got a book. We got Russell Brand's book. We've got David Goggins' book, Brene Brown's book. That was actually a suggestion from Sam. Lots of content here. How about this one? A Life Turned Upside Down. My Dad's an Alcoholic. Sound familiar to anybody? So there's lots of fantastic topics on there. So let's get back to the article. So the first one was to read every day, right? So again, to talk about what the author just said there of this article, when somebody writes a book, they know a thing or two about whatever that particular topic is. Now think about somebody they've been doing research for 30 years on a particular topic, and then they finally write a book. You're basically getting 30 years of their expertise condensed down to a couple of 100 pages, right? So that is the impact of the wisdom that you're gonna find in books. Not all books are created equal, but now we get the point on books. So the second tip for the second practical tip on self-improvement is to learn a new language. Let's see. I'm just going to rattle off all of these because there's 42 of them, and I want to get through a bunch of articles here. The third tip is, and feel free to write all these down, you know, whichever ones you think that you can do. And then also too, I want to challenge you. How many of you out there, listen really carefully. I have a question. How many of you have the habit of coming across the suggestion for self-improvement? And it's something that you know that you probably should do. And maybe it's going to appear on this list of 42 practical ways for self-improvement. And I know, and you know, and Sam knows, and the man upstairs knows, brother, that we're going to find one on this list. And you're going to feel like it's a little too much of a challenge, and you're going to just say, I'm not going to do that one, right? So identify that you have that habit. We all have that bad habit, but know that it's saying something to you, right? So there's some sort of inner dialogue. And when you have those moments in life where there's some sort of inner dialogue, when you find yourself shying away from a particular topic or a particular challenge or some facet of self-improvement, then know that that's kind of like I feel like that's our higher self communicating with us and saying like, hey, I'm your higher self. If you want to be a more enlightened version, if you want to get up to the next level, then complete this task. And we're like, oh, but it seems like a lot of work and I'm not naturally good at it, so I don't know if I want to do it. And what if everybody laughs? And it's like, you just got to do it, right? So let's go to the list. I'm just going to rattle them all off, okay? I'm not going to take any breaks. I probably will, but I'm going to try not to. So the first one was, again, these are 42 best ways for self-improvement and self-growth. Number 1 was read every day. Okay, feel free to write these down. I'm going to go straight through. Number 2 is learn a new language. I highly suggest the Duolingo app. It's called Duolingo. Number 3 is pick up a new hobby. Number 4 is take up a new course. Number 5 is create an inspirational room. Maybe we're going to talk about a few of these in a second as soon as I'm done reading all of them. Number 6 is overcome your fears. That's kind of what we were just talking about, right? That dialogue between you and your higher self. So overcome your fears. Again, feel free to write these down. Number 7 is level up your skills, right? Number 8 is wake up early. What's a really good way to wake up early? Don't sabotage yourself and stay up too late, right? It's doom scrolling on social media, binge watching the most random YouTube videos. You know what one I get stuck watching? I'll get in a loop. I think Sam and I both do this. Has anybody watched the what is it, like the horse, the cow, the animal, like they redo, they like shave their hoofs, right? And they have like infected hoofs and they gotta like drain the pus out of there and they gotta fix it and they gotta bandage it up. I'm so fascinated by those. Don't do that. Not right before bed. All right, the 9th suggestion for self-improvement is have a weekly exercise routine. I recently had to get back into my exercise routine. I'm happy to say that I exercise, which is part of my routine right before tonight's live stream. I went outside and jump roped with an invisible rope. I did push-ups and jump squats and some pull-ups and just enough so that my hair didn't get sweaty because I had to be on camera. Number 10 is start your life handbook. We'll have to retouch that one. A life handbook is a book that contains the essentials on how you can live your life to the fullest, such as your purpose, your values, and your goals. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's good. Your life handbook. I get it now. Number 11 is write a letter to your future self. Oh, we talked about that in one of our recent episodes. Bonus points if anybody remembers which episode it is and comments with the exact episode. I'll give you a hint. It's between 150 and 168. All right. Number 12 is get out of your comfort zone. Wasn't I just talking about that? Yeah. Paula's here. How you doing? Is that how you say your name? Paula? It's a cool name. Number 13 is put someone up to a challenge. That's what I'm trying to do here every week with you all, challenging you, daring you to be great. Huh? Is it a book? Dare to be great? I think that was like a 1970s poster. Like in elementary schools, there was probably like a hang in there kitty poster and a dare to be great poster. I'm just guessing, I wasn't around in the 70s. Number 14 is identify your blind spots. That's also kind of what I was just talking about, right? Number 15 is ask for feedback. A lot of people don't do that. People that you trust, by the way, people that care about you. Get some constructive criticism, some feedback, right? We can all improve. And how can you self-improve if you're not self-aware? The 16th practical way to self-improvement is stay focused with to-do lists. All right, I do that all the time. I have a to-do list for my to-do lists. I'm like the Danny Tanner of to-do lists. I'm a little OCD. Yeah, it was discovered in the last 5 years that I have adult ADHD. Oh well. Number 17 is set big, hairy, audacious goals. BHAGs. For short. 18 is acknowledge your flaws. There you go. We'll skip that one. Number 19 is get into action. Number 20 is learn from people who inspire you. All right, that's a good one. Who's somebody that inspires you all? Don't say me. Sam's just pointed at me. No, but seriously, let's all take a minute, gang, if you're listening. Who is somebody that inspires you? Let's see. Off the top of my head, who inspires me? I like Dr. Andrew Huberman. He inspires me. And I like, who's that other doctor that I'm always recommending? Now I can't remember his name. Yeah, Dr. Eric Berg. I like that guy. He's great. Bernie Sanders inspires me. I like Bernie Sanders. And if anybody thinks that we're going to go down the road of politics and start arguing, think again. F you said Goggins. Goggins is pretty good. He's a little too intense for me. He was like, I just kind of like, could he just sit down for a little bit, dude. Just relax. You don't have to stay hard all the time. Okay. So that was number 20. Learn from people who inspire you. And I asked you all to report who inspires you. It could be your mom. It could be your dad. It could be Indigo Azur, who we also got to meet on our cross-country road trip last year. How you doing, Indigo? You're just in time for our last live stream for an undetermined amount of weeks because I'm moving down to Florida for 3 months to join Sam. All right, number 21, the 21st practical way to self-improvement is quit a bad habit. Hey-yo. Number 22 is cultivate a new habit, right? We always say that neurons that fire together wire together. And we say that if you're getting sober, right, give sobriety a buddy, preferably a healthy buddy. Create a new habit to go along with your sobriety. Start bundling. Think about like a self-improvement bundle package. So I got sober, and then I started eating healthier, and then I started exercising. That's a trifecta right there. If you can manage to do those things, you're going to start those neurons are going to start firing together and wiring together. And then all of a sudden, it's a new year, and it is actually a new you. All right, the 23rd practical way towards self-improvement is avoid negative people. There we go. Indigo is ascending. Details. Number 24 is learn to deal with difficult people. All right. I'll put that on the to-do list for 2025. Speaking of 25, learn from your friends. How about that? The 26th suggestion for practical ways to improve yourself is start a journal. How do I get this ad out of here? Hey, ya. All right, number 27 is start a blog about personal development. That's what I do with this channel. That's cool. All right, 28 is get a mentor or coach. Does anybody have a mentor that they want to shout out? Feel free to shout out during the live stream and live chat. That'd be great. I would definitely like to see some more crowd participation, TK. 29 is reduce the time you spend on messaging apps. Maybe. 30 is learn chess or pool. Number 31 is, hey, here we go. Stop watching TV. So I'm renting out my house while I'm gone, and for the 3 months. And I'd tell them like, yeah, well, we don't have TV here. We have TVs, but we don't have cable here. So I'm like, you have to bring your Roku or something. Number 32 is start a 30-day challenge. How about that one? Like maybe exercise, right? Maybe diet. The two go together, right? Maybe sobriety. Maybe you're going to quit vaping, or maybe you're going to quit, what's another bad habit? McDonald's fast food, right? Sugar, maybe. Sam just said something I'm not gonna say on the microphone. Number 33, the 33rd practical way towards self-improvement is meditate. How about that? The 34th suggestion for self-improvement is to learn public speaking. There you go. The 35th suggestion is network with experts. That's a good suggestion. Where do you find the experts at? Number 36 is let go of the past. Who needs to let go of the past? Comment, I need to let go of the past. And again, you're going to be practicing, right? So it's all practice. You're going to practice, you're going to try, You're not going to do well some days. You're going to do better on some other days. And eventually you're going to start getting the hang of it. It's going to start to become a habit. And then it's going to become a permanent lifestyle change. The 37th practical way to self-improvement is start a business venture. That's an interesting one. The 38th suggestion is show kindness to those around you. There you go. That's a good suggestion. How about this one? Number 39, reach out to people who dislike you. There we go. Let's go over these two since we're here. So 38 says show kindness to those around you. It says you can never be too kind to someone. Being kind helps us to cultivate other qualities such as compassion, patience, and love. As you get back to your day after reading this article later on, start exuding more kindness to those people around you and see how they react. Also, notice how you feel as you behave kindly to others. Chances are that you'll feel more optimistic and grateful. Good suggestion. So then the opposite of that one, the 39th suggestion is to reach out to people who dislike you. So let's listen to what they have to say here. It says, if you ever stand for something, you're going to get haters. And I know that all too well from running a YouTube channel, believe it or not. It's easy to dislike the people who dislike us. It's much more challenging to love them back. Being able to forgive, let go, and show love to these people requires magnanimity and an open heart. Seek a resolution and get closure on past grievances, even if they refuse to reciprocate. Love them all the same. It's much more liberating than to hate them back. I like that one. And that I think, how many of you think that number 39 is a challenge? Say yes, 39 is a challenge. Oh, there you go. Cecilia already said it. Said 39 is the most challenging. Yeah, so well, I'll talk more about that if I remember. I'll probably forget. Number 40 is take a break. So these are 42 practical ways to self-improvement. Number 40 is take a break. David Goggins. Number 41 is read one personal development article a day. And you know what? I think you just found a little hack because I'm doing it for you. I'm reading it right to you, right into your ear holes. And number 42, the last suggestion, the last practical way for self-improvement is commit to your personal growth. It says you are responsible for your personal growth as you learn how to improve yourself. Make the decision to commit to your personal growth and embrace a lifelong journey of growth and change. Kick off your growth by picking a few of the steps above and working on them. The results may not be immediate. They're definitely not going to be immediate. But I promise that as long as you keep it, or as long as you keep to it, you'll start seeing positive changes in yourself and your life. So the conclusion here says, sometimes it's difficult to know where you should start with self-improvement. The tips that we've shared here will transform your life. You need to take baby steps and build momentum gradually to keep on keeping on the long term. So what will you start doing today? So was anybody writing any of these down? So what do you think that you can start doing today? Do you think that you can start showing kindness to those around you? Is that something that you can work on? Is there somebody that you're going to see tonight? Or maybe you have to run down to the grocery store, or to the convenience store, or maybe you got to talk to a boss or a coworker or something, or maybe the person you're married to. I don't know. You might have to be kind to them tonight. I don't know. We'll see. Your neighbor. You have to take your trash out tonight, and they were like, oh, they're gonna be outside, and it was like, man, you know how loud you were last night, and I lost sleep over it. Are you gonna be kind to them, or are you gonna give them more reasons to keep playing their music really loud? Right? Let me have a sip of water. Give me one moment. It's like I always forget. Every week I do these live streams. About an hour in, it starts getting real rough on my voice. Let's see. Which ones did I want to talk about? So this article was 42 practical ways to self-improve. And actually, what I'm going to do for you right now is I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste this. So if you want to look over this on your spare time, then you have the article right now at 8:01 local time. So you can click that and save that and maybe share that with somebody, because who does knowledge belong to? Everyone, right? No sense in being greedy with good information. And let's see. So here we go. Number 24. I think we can all relate to this. Sam is relating and dealing with this right now. And it's learn to deal with difficult people. There are times when there are difficult people that you can't avoid, such as at your workplace, bam, or when the person is part of your inner circle of contacts. Learn how to deal with them as you're learning how to improve yourself. These people management skills will go a long way in working with people in the future. Blinkist app. So I wanted to show you something real quick. This app is amazing, and I think it only cost $100. So check this out. I mean, you don't have to buy it, but I'm gonna tell you why you should. So like, check this out. So you could pay, you can get a free trial. Okay, you could start it for free for 7 days. It's $99 annually. And before you freak out, I'm gonna totally sell you on this, because one of my skills is sales. So what this app is remember how I was telling you about books earlier? This book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This is a book that is also on our website somewhere, right there. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So of course you could go buy it. You can get it on Amazon. You can get the little audiobook, Audible trial hack, and you can get that one book. But check this out. What Blinkist does is it takes the whole book, and I don't know if you could see this right here. I'm going to zoom in real quick. It breaks the entire book down to basically the cliff notes, and it condenses this whole book down to roughly 15 minutes. In this particular book, it breaks it all the way down just to 15 minutes into 11 key ideas. So let's call them 11 chapters or 11 blinks. Get it? That's why it's called Blinkist. And each one of these little blinks are only about like a minute and a half long. So it breaks down big concepts into little bite-sized ideas, and you can get the entire gist of this whole book in 15 minutes. You could basically binge books 15 minutes at a time. So if you have a short attention, you've got a short attention span like I do, you can easily digest the overall premise of a book in 12 minutes or 15 minutes. Some of them are like 20 minutes long. But does that sound much more desirable to you, fellow person who has a short attention span, to be able to get the entire overview of a book in 15 minutes? I think so. So is that worth it to you? So I think the breakdown of that, and again, I'm not affiliated with, but it's something that Sam and I subscribe to. We buy this thing and we listen to books. I listen to them when I'm driving instead of listening to the radio, instead of listening to that same old song again, instead of just going on a walk and just listening to the beautiful birds chirp. Maybe you can figure out, well, how do I deal with difficult people, right? Maybe, can I search on this? Or maybe, I don't know. Sam, can you log into yours and tell me if you can find a topic? But so if you're like into self-improvement or productivity or, doing better business or whatever it is, there's all kinds of different topics that can help you. It basically is going to start an algorithm, and it's going to start sending you suggestions on topics that you're interested in. So if that sounds interesting to you, then download the Blinkist app. You can try a free trial for 7 days. Oh, here you go. I'm going to show you Sam's screenshot. So this is what it looks like in the app. So look, check it out. Best self-improvement books. Oh, there we go. It's hard to do. And then there's a book on habits. And so if, like, let's see if we click on this one. And then there'll be a bunch of it's so hard to, there'll be a bunch of suggestions. Look at this. Atomic Habits right there. The one I was just talking about. In 19 minutes, you can get, actually here, you want to listen to some of it? Check this out. Hopefully we don't get a copyright infringement. Here. So you press play blinks. So I'm gonna play it right now and check it out.
What positive change would you like to make in your life? Maybe you want to eat healthier. Maybe you want to read more books, or learn a new language, or master the clarinet. Whatever changes you'd like to make, actually making them and sticking to them is easier said than done. Just wanting to eat more salad doesn't actually mean you will. Simply saying you'll read more books doesn't mean you'll pick up War and Peace instead of binging Netflix. But that's where habits come in. I'm Amanda from Blinkist, and in these blinks, I'm going to take you through the key ideas from James Clear's bestseller, Atomic Habits. Together, we're going to discover that the key to making big changes in your life doesn't have to involve major upheaval. You don't need to revolutionize your behavior or reinvent yourself.
Maybe we'll just do this all night.
You can make tiny changes to your behavior, which, when repeated time and time again, will become habits that can lead to big results. So let's get started.
We'll listen to one. And then you can decide if you want to buy it on your own.
To kick things off, I want you to imagine a plane preparing to take off from Los Angeles. The plane's destination is New York City. The pilot enters all the correct information into the plane's computer, and the plane takes off heading in the right direction. But now imagine that not long after takeoff, the pilot accidentally changes the direction the plane is flying in. He only changes it by 3.5 degrees, which is nearly nothing, just a few feet. The plane's nose shifts slightly to one side, and no one, not the pilot, not the passengers, notices anything. But over the journey across the United States, the impact of this slight change would be considerable. At the end of their journey, the confused passengers and even more confused pilot would find themselves landing in Washington, D.C., not New York City. So why am I telling you this? Well, it's because just like the confused pilot, we don't notice tiny changes in our lives. I mean, small changes leave a negligible immediate impact. If you're out of shape today and go for a 20-minute jog, you'll still be out of shape tomorrow. If you eat a family-sized pizza for dinner, it won't make you overweight overnight. But if we repeat these small behaviors day after day, our choices compound into major results. Eat pizza every day, and it's likely you'll have gained considerable weight after a year. Go jogging for 20 minutes every day, and you'll eventually be leaner and fitter, even though you won't notice the change happening. You've probably worked out the main insight here. It's that small habits can have a surprisingly powerful impact on your life, and you won't necessarily see this impact happening in real time. You'll only see the results of your habits after a while. Now, we know that not seeing the impact of your efforts can be dispiriting. If this is happening to you, if you're feeling discouraged by the lack of immediate positive change, then it's important to try to focus on your current trajectory rather than your current results. Let's say you have a little money in the bank, but you are saving something each month. Your current results might not be that great. Your nest egg is still pretty small, but you can be confident that your trajectory is right. Keep going in this direction, and in a few months or a few years, you will notice a major improvement. When the lack of perceived progress gets you down, remember that you're doing the right things and that you're moving in the right direction. But how do you get yourself on the right trajectory? You need to develop habits. In the next blink, we'll learn how they are built.
So that's pretty good, right? So that's so again, that's the Blinkist app that I was just talking to you about. I had it up on the screen. So that's it there, Blinkist. And it costs about $99, $99.99 a year. And so this amazing book that I was just talking about, Atomic Habits by James Clear, this app breaks down the entire book, this particular book, into just seven key ideas. And that first key idea was 2 minutes and 47 seconds long. Is that highly manageable? I think so. And I think it's my preferred method for learning new information and covering topics in a book. Now, is it going to be as comprehensive as reading the whole book or listening to the whole Audible? Probably not, but it'll give you an understanding and a basis of what the topics are and help to set you in a trajectory for what? Self-improvement. That's right. All right, cool. So Indiga's phone's about to die. Just plug it in. You don't have to leave. Don't leave. All right, so we're going to go over a couple more articles here. So are we learning something so far? If you're learning something, say, I'm learning something. All right, so the next topic that I think we're going to go over is, how about this one? Does this sound good? 9 undeniable signs you're growing into the best version of yourself. And this is from an awesome site called Hack Spirit. And if you want to read along, guess what? I remembered to share the link ahead of time. So the link is now in the chat at 8:12 p.m. local time. So you can click on that link if you want to and read along, or you could just read along on the screen, or you could just listen to me and not read at all. And clip your nails or do whatever, peel an orange, I don't know. Crack some pistachios if you still buy pistachios with the shells on them. Pro tip, there's a bunch of pistachio manufacturers now that that put like all kinds of different like seasonings on them, like Cajun seasoning, sweet chili lime, or Thai, sweet Thai chili or whatever. There's all kinds of amazing ones out there. I think we found those at maybe, of all places, I think we found them maybe at like Walmart. They had a bunch of different brands or a bunch of different flavors by this one particular company. I don't know who it is. But okay, so again, the article here is 9 undeniable signs you're growing into the best version of yourself. Article by Hack Spirit. The first sign that you're growing into the best version of yourself is you wake up excited for the day. No amount of personal progress means much if you wake up dreading the day ahead. That's why the first of the undeniable signs you're growing into the best version of yourself is that you wake up feeling pumped about the day ahead. Even if it's going to be full of work and stressful things, you're excited about the challenge and the chance to do things that you care about. When you begin to truly value yourself and your life, you experience a rise in your sense of well-being and motivation. You want to get the day started. You feel pleasure in pouring your first cup of coffee. You're looking forward to the day to come. All right, that was a good one. I like that. And I definitely started to see that change personally once I got sober, right? The second sign that you're growing into the best version of yourself is that you have a clear why. The next of the undeniable signs that you're growing into the best version of yourself is that you have a clear why in your life. Let me make this bigger so that you can read if you do want to read from the screen. In other words, you have a purpose. Your purpose doesn't have to be saving the world or reinventing music or technology. Your purpose can be caring for your family and working hard, or pursuing fitness with your heart and soul and learning how to achieve maximum physical wellness. The important thing is that your purpose is deeply meaningful to you and motivates you on a daily basis. When you have a clear why, the how becomes much less important. You'll do what you have to do and adapt as necessary because you have a strong desire and motivation to do what you're doing. I like that one too. The third, what do you got, Sam? Oh, it's cutting off. Okay, maybe that'll fix it. Preliminals here. How's it going, preliminal? I'm glad that you are here. All right, so the third sign that you're growing into the best version of yourself is that you're becoming more self-aware. There's really no substitute for becoming more self-aware. I agree. When you spend time in introspection and getting to know yourself, none of that time is wasted. You not only come into greater contact with finding your mission and what motivates you in life, you also come into closer contact with your weaknesses and faults. Don't be scared. You realize a lot more about your talents and strengths while also practicing self-honesty. Write that one down. Self-honesty about your shortcomings and inner conflicts. The goal of life is to become empowered and in control of yourself so that you can follow your purpose and help other people follow theirs. Self-awareness brings you much closer to that goal and gives you so much more insight into what you're doing in your daily life and why. This isn't just about judging yourself or giving yourself ratings, and it's not about comparing yourself to others. This is about becoming a keen observer of yourself and how you function. If you're becoming more self-aware as time goes by, then guess what? You're doing it right. The fourth sign that you are becoming the best version of yourself is you're pursuing win-win connections. I like that one. The next of the undeniable signs you're growing into the best version of yourself is that you're pursuing win-win connections. In business and your personal life, you're no longer in the mentality of one-upping or outdoing those around you. In fact, you've started to notice how life is a giant, interrelated tapestry that's all connected. You started to internalize the immense power of adding value instead of taking it. This isn't just some kind of business seminar cliche. You really see it in your life in all aspects. You become empowered to share your time, energy, and expertise and increase success in your life while also bringing more of it to others. Nice. I love this article. I don't know why. Does anybody else love this article? This is amazing. Number 5 on the list of signs that you're growing into the best version of yourself is that you're not looking for anyone else to complete you. I'm gonna write this person an email. This is one of the best articles I think I've ever read. Many of us find ourselves craving for companionship or in an unsatisfying or toxic relationship that we want to get out of, maybe with alcohol. Maybe we feel alone, unappreciated, misunderstood, or disappointed by where life has led us in relationships. There's a reason sad songs are so popular. But one of the biggest signs that you're getting your love life together is that you no longer have the idea that someone will come along and complete you, because you already feel complete. This will often be handed out as advice or something that you should feel before being with someone, but the truth is, love and romance doesn't really have rules. That's why it can be so unpredictable and heartbreaking. Oh, they have some more awesome articles. I'm gonna read them in the future. Wow, look at these topics. How to become more adaptable, 16 strategies for embracing change. How about this one? 8 things mentally strong people never do, no matter what. And 13 signs that you're actually becoming a better and stronger person. Now, those sound great. We definitely don't have time for those tonight. All right, so it says to finish this last topic of number 5, you're not looking for anybody to complete you. It says, however, when you do start to feel complete in yourself, it opens up a whole new adventure of finding love and intimacy, because you're now truly acting from a place of surplus rather than lack. What is it? There's a better phrase than that. You're working from surplus, not survival. There's another way that people phrase that, but you get the point though. You're seeking another whole, not a half to add to your half. And that makes all the difference. The 6th sign that you're growing into the best version of yourself is that your doubts don't derail you. They don't derail you. Self-doubts are something that we all go through, and they can come back when we least expect them. But another of the undeniable signs that you're growing into the best version of yourself is that your doubts no longer derail you. Taking a new job, having relationship issues, feeling lost in life, the inner monologue may start to go over a similar victim narrative or story of your life being a failure, but you no longer truly buy into it. There's a significant part of you observing any inner doubts and more or less dismissing them. You consider whether a worry or doubt has any merits, but you don't let it affect your fundamental sense of self-worth, nor do you let doubts be the deciding factor in your choices and future plans. The seventh sign that you're growing into the best version of yourself is that you face rejection without internalizing it. Rejections hurt for everyone, right? Anyone who downplays that hasn't been badly rejected or hasn't been rejected by a person, job, or group that they really valued. We've all been there, right? When you care a lot about someone, a job, or about a group, or about someone or something that you're trying for, rejection hurts badly. It acts as a kind of magnifying glass and mirror at the same time. All the faults you think that you have get magnified, and if you're not making real inner progress in your self-confidence, it can leave you feeling genuinely, personally lessened and reduced, because rejection always hurts. But one of the biggest undeniable signs that you're growing into the best version of yourself is that even the toughest rejection no longer hits your core inner sense of self-worth. Even if it leaves you on your knees hurt beyond belief, you never truly doubt your value or who you are. So many life lessons in this. This is amazing. The eighth sign that you're growing into your best self is that you're self-actualizing. Chuck said, might as well face it, I'm addicted to love. Who's that? Robert Palmer. I'm going to tell you a real quick story. When I was a kid, I used to, when I was like a little kid, I was, bored. It was the 80s. So I used to we lived in an apartment complex, and I used to go into people's cars when I was a kid. And I would just, scrounge around because I knew better, but I just felt like doing it. And so somebody had a tape in their car, and so I took it. I was a little bit of a kleptomaniac when I was a kid. I don't know why. And it was that Robert Palmer tape, Addicted to Love. And I took that out of the car, and that's the end of the story. I don't know why. I didn't even have, I think my dad had a tape player, but I thought about it. I was like, I wonder if my parents are going to notice that all of a sudden I have a cassette tape that neither one of them purchased. All right. So again, this one is the eighth sign that you're growing into your best version of yourself is that you're self-actualizing. American psychologist Abraham Maslow famously came up with his pyramid of needs. If you're not familiar with pyramid of needs, write it down. It started at the basic needs such as food, water, and shelter, and worked its way up to things like the need for belonging and a social role and job. The top of Maslow's hierarchy of needs is self-actualization. This is essentially when you realize your potential or are well on the way to realizing it. It means that you're living your life to the best of your ability and doing tasks and hobbies that are meaningful to you. So how many of you are living your life to the best of your ability and doing tasks and hobbies that are meaningful to you? If so, then you are self-actualizing. Good job. Whether it be in your career or personal life, self-actualizing means that you are becoming all that you can be. For an acorn, self-actualizing is to become an oak tree. For a thespian who's always loved acting, self-actualizing is to hear the roar of laughter and applause as they step out onto the stage. For the carpenter, self-actualizing is to drive home that last nail as she sips an ice-cold whatever, looking out over a completed deck. There is not better or worse self-actualization, just different forms of it for different people. Cynthia Vinny explains, we all hold different values, desires, and capacities. As a result, self-actualization will manifest itself differently in different people. One person may self-actualize through artistic expression, while another will do so by becoming a parent, and yet another by inventing new technologies. And the last sign that you are growing into the best version of yourself is you get positive feedback. There you go. The next of the undeniable signs that you're growing into the best version of yourself is that you get positive feedback from those who know you well. Sam can attest to that, right, Sam? To be sure, we can't base our self-worth on responses or reactions of others. But if your family, friends, partner, colleagues, and others are telling you that you're turning into a very great person, there might be something to it. One off-the-cuff remark about, wow, you've really changed, or you're one of my favorite people, could be dismissed as someone just feeling really gregarious. But if you're hearing the same kind of positive feedback from many different people in your life, then there's most likely a reason. And that reason is most likely you and the growth and improvements that you've been going through. So what is your best version? The question that can sometimes leave us confused is to determine what our best version is in the first place. The answer is that it's the version that brings you fulfillment and empowers you to pursue your purpose and help others pursue theirs and also become empowered. In other words, your best self, your best version, is when you're at your most effective, engaged, and enthusiastic. Being your best self isn't a plateau you reach and then relax back on a chair and bask in perfection. It's a daily process that you go through and practice at, getting slightly more involved and excellent each time. All right, TK's leaving just in time for the end of the article, catching up with an old friend. All right. Well, maybe we'll see you in Florida, TK, if you're in Florida. All right. So I think we might have to do a poll. What are we thinking? Do we want to, I'm going to let you all decide which article that we're going to read last. And it will be the last article. So your choices, actually, there'll be 5 choices, okay? And you're gonna answer 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And I'm gonna clearly show you the articles, and you can then make an educated choice after that. And this article may or may not be read by our special guest host for the evening. And that may or may not be Sam the moderator. Hello to Paul Drozik. You're just in time for the last article of the evening. So your choices are, article number 1 is how to become more adaptable, 16 strategies for embracing change. That is article number 1. And I'll go back over these, don't worry. Article number 2 is 8 things that mentally strong people never do, no matter what. That was number 2. Article number 3 is 13 signs you're actually becoming a better and stronger person. Okay, I like that. Article number 4 is 10 signs that you have a strong sense of self-worth. That was article number 4. And article number 5 to choose from tonight is people who are truly happy usually exhibit these 12 traits. Okay, let's go back over them. That was number 5. This is number 4. 10 signs that you have a strong sense of self-worth. Article number 3 was 13 signs you're actually becoming a better and stronger person. Article number 2 is 8 things mentally strong people never do, no matter what. And article number 1 is how to be more adaptable, 16 strategies for embracing change. So do you want article 1, article 2, article 3, article 4, or article 5? Jason asks, are you able to give that girl advice? Oh, give girl advice. Am I able to give girl advice? I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know if I give good girl advice. I don't even know if Sam can tell me if I give good girl advice. But we'll see. All right, so again, let's go. This is Article 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Sam's gonna tell me what the total is. Just from looking out of the corner of my eye, it seems to be number 5. And so that's, I guess, is gonna be the one that we're gonna have to read. But Jason, if you wanna, you can email me if you want. I can try my best. I mean, I'm super busy this week, but I can try to email you when I get a chance, or if you want to ask a question, and I can try to give some sort of advice on the female version of our species. We'll see. But without further ado, it looks like we are going to have a special guest host who is gonna read you the article that you chose, and she's coming live on the screen in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Hello, everyone. It's Sam, the moderator.
All right.
I'm very happy to be back in Cleveland.
Who knew?
It's been really stressful without Jay this past 2 weeks, but I'm happy to be here. Okay, I think I'm gonna get right into the article, and maybe I'll say a few words later. Alright, so this is 12 traits that people who are truly happy usually exhibit. Alright, many of us are quick to say that happiness is the most important thing, but have you thought about what makes a person genuinely happy? What are the things that separate the happiest people on Earth from everybody else? In this article, we'll go over 12 traits that truly happy people have in common. Check this list and you might just find some tips to help you on your journey to a happier you. Number 1 is they're grateful. What makes people happier than a grateful heart? Many studies have shown how gratitude is one of the best predictors of happiness and well-being. People who are truly happy slow down every day to reflect on all the good things in their lives. Instead of dwelling on what they lack, they focus on what they have, which makes them feel instantly happier. It's about appreciating the little things, from waking up in the morning to savoring that cup of coffee, to listening to a favorite song, being with family and friends, and more. And it doesn't stop there. Truly happy people are comfortable expressing their gratitude. They say it out loud, keep a gratitude journal, or send thank you notes to people who have helped them along the way. I actually definitely relate to this one. So in my calendar, I have a calendar event set for every single morning at 5:30 a.m. saying, express gratitude. So out loud, I say everything that I can think of that I'm grateful for every morning. Number 2 is they're authentic. Let's face it, pretending to be someone you're not can be very frustrating, overwhelming, and just downright stressful. That's why people who are truly happy stay true to themselves, which means they accept themselves for who they are and who they are not. They don't try to please everyone because they don't need everyone to love them. They radiate happiness because they have a strong sense of inner peace. They're very likable and relatable because they express their thoughts and feelings in the most genuine and heartfelt ways possible. Most importantly, they let their values and principles guide their decisions and actions, even when it's not the most popular thing to do. Being yourself at all costs. Number 3 is they're confident. Have you ever wondered why some people just glow with confidence when they enter a room? Maybe it's in the way they dress, walk, talk, or carry themselves. You just feel their positive vibes, and you can't help but want to be around them. Charisma, am I right? You see, truly happy people know their worth and are confident with themselves and their abilities. They don't compare themselves to others or live up to unrealistic expectations and standards. They believe they're good enough and have the capacity to better themselves every step of the way. All right, the fourth trait of key to being happy is if you're doing one thing today to be happier, then help someone in need. Research has shown that being kind and giving to others increases happiness levels and provides a satisfying sense of fulfillment. And the do-gooders, in turn, are happier than most people. It's natural for people who are truly happy to devote plenty of their time to giving. They're the first to offer their helping hand or make a difference in the communities they're living in. And the best part? It doesn't take a lot of time and money to be kind. Like Jay said earlier about smiling with your eyes when you walk past somebody. Just be kind. Whether it's helping someone cross the street, giving a family member a ride to school or the office, or spending time volunteering, there's always one thing you can do daily that will greatly benefit someone else. Nice. Just like that comment earlier about buying the coffee for the person behind them every morning. That's one act of kindness. Number 5 is they're forgiving. Forgiving can be one of the most difficult things to do, especially when the other person left wounds that run deep. But here's the kicker. Holding on to a grudge can have devastating consequences for your physical, emotional, and mental health in the long run. As hard as it is, truly happy people choose to forgive and let go. They don't let the bitterness and resentment add up to the point that they overpower the happiness and love inside of them. They know that forgiveness is not about forgetting, denying hurt, or excusing bad behavior. It's about taking back your power and moving forward. It's how they make room for happiness, healing, and peace in their lives. I actually heard that forgiving someone isn't necessarily for them. It's more for you so that you can heal from it. So that's a good one. Number 6 is they're purposeful. Simply put, people who are truly happy lead meaningful lives. Think about this for a minute. Do you ever find yourself going through life blindly, going from one task to the next, without even finding time to know why it's so important? People who are truly happy always take their tasks in perspective, take pride and joy in what they do, and discover the deeper purpose in everything that they're doing. They're deeply committed to their goals and making progress on them. Pursuing their passions not only boosts their happiness, but also their self-worth. Number 7 is they're curious. Nothing beats the joy and excitement that comes from being a lifelong learner. Good. And people who are truly happy are more than happy to explore the unknown. In other words, they're not afraid of trying something new. I always say that when it comes to like food, I'm pretty open to trying new things. But specifically when it comes to food, I like to tell people that I'll try anything once, and if I don't like it, then I'll try it again in 6 months and see if I like it then. Because your likes, your dislikes are always changing, your taste buds are always changing, so you never know when you're all of a sudden gonna like something. So never just say no forever, right? Whether it's studying a new language, mastering new skills, or taking up a new hobby, truly happy people learn not just for fun, but also for the challenge of it. They're motivated by their thirst for knowledge. Number 8 is they live in the present moment. You might be wondering, how do genuinely happy people keep their zest for life? Their secret's simple yet profound. They tune into what's going on now. They're not the type of people who will get distracted by their screens when they're talking to you. They make you feel heard and understood through active listening, paying attention to all the verbal and nonverbal cues. They're the kind of people who make it a point to get outdoors, whether that's a short 10-minute walk, or spending time in their backyard, or at a nearby park. They practice mindfulness, staying completely immersed in the experience of the here and the now. Number 9 is they practice self-love. People who are truly happy stay happy because they put their health and well-being first. That means they take the time to take care of themselves and nourish their minds, bodies, and souls. Whether that's working out, eating healthily, getting enough rest, reading a good book, or pampering themselves, truly happy people take their me time seriously and without guilt. Oh, what's that? What's that hashtag? Hashtag treat yourself. Number 10 is they build strong social relationships. One of the most significant takeaways from one of the longest studies on adult life is this. The quality of our relationships is key to our overall happiness and well-being in the long run. The better social support you have, the happier you are. Think of it this way. Taking care of yourself is essential, but tending to your relationships is a form of self-care too. That's why people who are truly happy cultivate strong relationships with people in their inner circle. They surround themselves with happy people. They're very intentional when it comes to making time for people they care about and love, even when it's becoming harder and harder to do so. Ultimately, time spent with our family, friends, and communities are the ones that matter most. All right, number 11 is they're optimistic. Okay, I know what you're thinking. It's not always easy to look on the bright side of life, but it's always worth looking for the silver lining in even the darkest of situations. People who are truly happy stay hopeful. Instead of dwelling on the negative and getting stuck in the problem, they focus on the things they can control. They set themselves up for success by finding the right solutions and keeping a growth mindset. And this brings me to my last point. ... Number 12 is they're resilient. Truly happy people never deny their struggles, failures, and pains. What sets them apart is their ability to turn every setback into an opportunity. When they face adversity, their default is to ask what they can learn from it. They're unfazed by defeat, and they're transformed by it. They have this unwavering belief that no matter how hard life knocks you down, you can always choose to bounce back stronger. All right, let's see the final thoughts here. There are no one-size-fits-all answers to our deepest questions about happiness. At the end of the day, happiness is a choice. It takes a lot of work, but when you cultivate habits that make you happier, the results are just priceless. So how about you guys? Do you do any of these 12 habits? Do you exhibit any of these 12 traits that make you a happy person? I'm gonna find, oh, there it is. Okay. Read some comments. Great article. Yeah, that was a great article, Cecilia. Thanks, Chuck. All right, let's see. Aw, thanks, Jason. F you. I'm glad that we're able to do our sobriety segment today. Probably our last one for a while. Jay just kind of left me in the dark here. He's coming. No, I'm reading the comments. Is joy more realistic / wise than happiness? Asks Preliminal. Well, I don't know. I feel like joy is more in the things you do, and happiness is more how you're feeling like every day. Does that make sense? Yeah, so I have a lot of joy like playing frisbee golf with Jay, but when it comes to happiness, like, am I gonna be happy all the time? Yeah, happiness is a choice. Like the article said, it's a choice. Let's see, it comes down to loving yourself. That's a good one, Jason. Jason Castro says it comes down to loving yourself. That was one of the points. That's a very good one. If you don't love yourself, then you're probably not gonna be happy. Also, yeah, that's it. Anyway, I'm a little rusty, guys. Okay. Well, yeah, so I'm here from Florida. I moved to Florida. We drove down. It was a 19-hour drive from where we are to where we are going. Ohio to Florida, basically. And we brought the cats with us. So I went to the vet and I got some drugs for the cats. And we gave them some like sleeping medication, anti-anxiety, so they could just chill out in the back. And we got like one of those separators so they couldn't like jump up into the front and distract me while I was driving. And so we did about 12 hours the first day. And yeah, 12 hours straight the first day. And we stopped somewhere in, was it Georgia? I can't remember exactly. But then we did the rest of the trip, the rest of the 8 hours, 9 hours, that's including stops and everything. And we got to Florida at 3:33 p.m. And we got to the Airbnb and took a look around, got the cats acclimated, and we brought our scooters actually too. So I took a job, a contract for my job in Florida for the next 3 months. So I work in the hospital industry. It's basically travel nursing. And so far, the facility itself is very, very nice, very clean. Probably one of the cleanest I've ever seen, which is awesome. So far, I'm having a good time. You know, there's surprisingly not much to do in Florida. So Jay and I pretty much did everything there is to do in the first week. And we went to, I think, 7 different pho places. And we rated them from 1 to 7. We did find our favorite. And yeah, we definitely had some nice times there. We went to a couple parks and went hiking. We brought our scooters and I started rollerblading. I think I started rollerblading the day Jay left to come back to Cleveland, which was like a week and a half ago, April 25th or something like that. So I've been down there by myself for the past 2 weeks and I was feeling a little homesick, and there was a couple things going on that were a little troubling for me. So I got off work at 6:30 in the morning after an 8.5-hour shift, and I booked my flight to Cleveland. And I took 2 flights. So I took one from Florida to Charlotte, and then an hour layover in Charlotte, and then I took Charlotte to Cleveland. And then I had 2 different Uber drivers, one in Florida and one in Cleveland. And so I got to the pool league tournament that Jay was playing at about 20 minutes before he did. And the entire time I was like getting ready to go to go onto the plane and everything, I told him I was sleeping because I usually sleep from 7 a.m. to maybe like 4 p.m. So it was like perfect because he thought I was sleeping this whole time, and what I was actually doing was getting on a flight to go see him. So I'm very happy that I'm here this weekend, and I think he's happy that I'm here this weekend. But yeah, I'm gonna be leaving tomorrow again, and I was able to not have to take any days off work, so I work Monday night again at 10 p.m. So my Monday through Fridays are basically Tuesdays through Saturdays. But yeah, I'm having a pretty good time. I don't know if you can see, but I got just a little bit of color so far from all that rollerblading. And yeah, let's see if you guys have anything to say. Craig says, Sam, you look fantastic. Oh, thank you. Forgiving is a tough one. Yes, it is, FU, but remember that forgiving is for you and it's not for the person you're forgiving. Like that, you don't have to forget, but forgiving gives you more time and space to heal from whatever trauma that caused you. And it's definitely for you to get better, and you don't have to mend any relationships. You just move on, and it gives you more of a mental load off of your chest. TK says, surely you didn't think I would miss you. See, I told you you are beautiful. Aww. You miss me? That nice. Yeah, hopefully in the next 3 months we get to meet once or twice. Joy seems more temporary, says Craig. Shh. Craig. Says joy seems more temporary. Happiness is a longer term. Booze kills both. All right. Yeah. I kind of do agree. Joy is more in the moment, and happiness is like how you're feeling every day. FU says, I'm having a hard time forgiving TK for leaving the chat early. Good one. MH Arnold. Hello, MH Arnold. How's it going? Says, I think certain moments in life make or break us, and I hope everyone is able to use painful/difficult moments as reasons to try your hardest. Yeah, that's right. It's much like getting kicked down, and are you gonna get back up, or are you gonna stay down? Definitely make or break moments. Okay. Cecilia says, learning to forgive yourself gets easier every day. To make it easier, you have to let go the people who give you pain, but will never forget the pain it caused you. That's a good one. Yeah, I had to learn how to do that, especially when I got sober. It was, there were so many people that I had to let go. And even at that point, like after, I let those people go, it was still constantly on my mind until I decided to forgive them and just move on with my life. So it's definitely, that's a great comment, Cecilia. Okay, well, I'm gonna get going and go back over to my chair over there. It was very nice talking to you, and I'm very happy that Jay's coming with me to Florida because I was really sad without him. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Oh, well.
Look who's back. It's me. All right, so we're going to close down tonight's live stream and live chats. We're going to start saying our final goodbyes and remind you, if you weren't here earlier, that I am not going to be back next weekend because I am going to be on my way to Florida. I'll actually be sleeping, and we're going to have new tenants in the house. So all of this will already be disassembled. So this will be the last live stream for an undetermined amount of weeks until I get down to Florida and get set up and test their internet speed and set up an acceptable corner of our Airbnb. I don't know where we can even shoot at. There's a nice patio that has like palm trees and stuff outside and really tropical plants and bushes and all kinds of stuff. But I don't know if I'll be able to do live stream there because then all of the community, the condo community is going to hear me. So we'll figure it out. I might do a green screen thing. So I'm going to take snapshots of this that's behind me in different color combinations. So I might fake it if I can. I don't know if I can do a green screen in this live stream setup or not. I'll have to learn how to do that. And that might take me a little bit of time. So there will definitely not be a live stream next week. So plan accordingly. And be brave. Maybe you could download that Blinkist app I was telling you about. If you don't remember, if you weren't here, the Blinkist app is the app that we talked about that takes many different books, like the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and turns it into like a 15-minute overview in small chapters. Like this one is 11 chapters. And each chapter is only like 2 minutes long, right? So the whole book gets condensed down to 15 minutes. So that's one thing that you can do. Of course, we talked about 42 different ways that you can practice self-improvement today. So there's 42 ways for you to work on yourself while we're gone, while we don't have time with each other. And I hope that you all go out into the world and do bigger and better things and practice positivity each day and practice perspective each day and practice being a better version of yourself each day. Don't just stay in here, okay? Don't just think about it. You got to think about it and do it, right? It's like the universe, God, your higher self is sending you these messages saying, hey, push yourself a little bit further. Hey, smile at that person. Hey, hold the door open for them. Hey, don't flick that person off in traffic today. Hey, call your friend. Hey, call your parent, call your mom, right? Call your brother, call your aunt, uncle, cousin, somebody. Call your friend that you haven't talked to in a while. Maybe let's invite them out to lunch or invite them out to dinner or whatever it is. Bridge the gap, right? I'm sure there's some gaps between you and some people that you really love and care about that you haven't seen this week. Maybe that's something that you'll need to practice this week. Reaching out to people, though your schedule has been busy, find a way to make some time, even if it's just 15 minutes, right? And I'm sure you're going to feel much better when you do. So I look forward to hearing from you. When we do get to hear from you, we're going to continue putting out shorts over the next couple of weeks. The next series of shorts, we just finished up, or we will be finishing up Sam's 20 things that she learned, I think, from her 2 years of sobriety. I think that ends on Thursday, the 11th. So picking up on the 12th, we're going to start doing the shorts from 10 ways that childhood trauma is linked to addiction. We already put that episode out. So if you haven't seen that episode, a lot of people didn't get to see that episode because I think that it's a touchy subject for YouTube. So they didn't want to put that out into the world. But we did put that episode out, and that is this one here with the teddy bear with the bandage on his head and the beer. It's childhood trauma and alcohol. So if you haven't watched that episode yet, maybe I can get the share link for you right now, and I can copy that link for you now, and then I'll paste it right now. Since we're about to end, I'll paste it in the live chat, and you can watch that right now after we're done. But if you click on it right now, you're going to be watching that video. You won't be here anymore. So wait until the live stream's over. And if you want the entire catalog of all of our most recent episodes, going from newest to oldest, here is the link for that. If you want to binge watch those episodes, I put it in the live chat exactly at 9:00 p.m. So that is going to do it for me and for Sam and for our live stream, our self-improvement Sundays tonight. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for hanging out and for learning something with us. And we appreciate you and we love you all. And we look forward to seeing you again live when we can. We'll say I'll aim to go live again in 2 weeks. That should give me enough time to be able to figure out all the wires and all the Wi-Fi and the passwords and setting all this stuff up. So it'll be a little bit of a challenge for me, right? But what is the point of life unless we challenge ourselves? Okay. So I look forward to seeing you then. And until then, continue working on being the best version of yourself that you possibly can. Okay. Good night. Good night to TK, and good night to Indiga. Good night to Sil. Good night to Cat Mom. Good night to Chuck. Good night to Paul. Good night to Capybara. Good night to Jason. Good night to Craig. Good night to Cecilia. Good night to Ashley. Good night to FU. Good night to Preliminal. Good night to MH Arnold 92. That was the lot of people that were chatting for the whole last half. Good night to whoever was here in the first half. In the last, or in the first half of the live stream. I'm pretty sure I said Paul, but good night again to Paul. Oh, Mama Carrie. Mama Carrie just showed up at 8:59. Hello and good night. Just rewind it. It was a pretty good one. Rewind to when we first started reading the articles. Some really, really good points tonight. All right, gang, we are officially going to sign off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.